Hello everyone, today is 28th of November. My name is Sahil and welcome to the newspaper analysis. Friends, today we will be taking a quote from the Mahatma Gandhi ji. Gandhi ji says, "The rich must live more simply so that the poor may simply live." Now, guys, this particular idea of Gandhiji can be equated with Gandhiji's trusteeship theory, where Gandhiji had said that the rich people or the people who are having wealth, they should not behave as the owners of wealth, rather they should behave as the custodian of the wealth, and that wealth should be utilized in bringing the more welfare and more equality for the society. Now, guys, this particular idea makes us realize that how into the present times where there are glaring inequalities, such a kind of a thinking is very much useful. Guys, we can utilize this particular idea into the GS paper number 4 ethics. So, guys, that's all for today. And now let's take the newspaper analysis. Guys, first of all, let's take the overview of the important articles that we will be discussing today. Guys, this particular article has been taken from the Hindu and it is talking about the GMRT, which has also been given the milestone status. So, with respect to the science and tech, we'll be seeing it. Then, guys, this particular article has been taken from the Business Standard and it discusses the telemedicine after the COVID-19. Guys, this article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper and it is talking about the recent Supreme Court's direction to the judges to protect the ordinary people's right to freedom. Then, guys, this article has been taken from the Hindu. It is talking about the economic prospects. Then, guys, this article has been taken from the Indian Express and it is talking about the Getty program which government or the DST is going to bring. Then, guys, this article it is also from the Hindu newspaper and it is talking about the AstraZeneca. So, with respect to the GS paper number 4, GS paper number 3, and GS paper number 2, much of the important developments will be seeing here. Then, guys, this article is also from the Hindu talking about the malnutrition. This article is from the Hindu talking about the sea sparkle, very important for GS3. Then, guys, this article is from the Financial Express talking about the anti-competition laws. Guys, this article is also from the Hindu newspaper, which is talking about the fiscal deficit. So, some of the important basic concepts will be seeing here. So, guys, this is all about the important articles that we will be taking up today. Guys, one small announcement I would like to make. See, on Sundays, there is no newspaper analysis. Reason being that on Sunday, live mint doesn't come and the opinions, editorials, articles, they don't come. And majorly the sections such as the lifestyle, leisure, travel, all these kind of things comes. So, guys, on Sunday, there is no analysis. So in case you might not be knowing the new people, so that is one thing. So, guys, now let's discuss the articles into the detail. Now, guys, taking up the first article. So this particular article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper and this is very important for our GS paper number 3 science and technology as well as for the prelims. Now, guys, the GMRT, that is the Giant Meter Wave Radio Telescope, which is into the Pune, and it is basically a kind of an array or a collection of 30 telescopes. It has been nominated as a milestone facility by IEEE. Now, guys, we will talk about this particular development. First of all, let's see what is this GMRT. Now, guys, as I have told you, the GMRT, it is located into the Pune. It is an array or a collection of 30 fully steerable parabolic radio telescopes. Now, guys, this particular facility is operated by the National Center for Radio Astrophysics, which is under the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. Now, guys, already a question has been asked for the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research into the prelims. So basically an award was given to the TIRF. So on that particular thing it was asked. So please keep it in your mind. Now, guys, this particular giant radio telescope, it has been important for large number of stellar milestones that it has made. For example, guys, it has discovered the galaxies, supernovas. In 2018, it has searched the most distant galaxy ever. Then, guys, just this particular year 2020, it also observed the Opticatus supercluster explosion, which was the most violent explosion which has ever happened or which has ever been observed into our entire universe. Now, this particular event was also recorded by the GMRET. Now, guys, this particular event, that is the Opticatus supercluster explosion, it was caused by the collision of the supermassive black holes. So GMRT is actually a very important development for India. Now, guys, the milestone facility status has been given by the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, and it is the world's largest association of the technical professionals. Now, guys, this particular facility, it is the third which has got the milestone status. Now, guys, earlier the Sir J.C. Bose's generation and reception of radio waves, this particular study was also given the milestone status by the IEEE. And then, guys, C.V. Raman's scattering of the light, it was also given the milestone status by the IEEE. So, guys, now we have three of the kind of studies or one of the facility or which had got the milestone status. So, guys, please do keep it in your mind. Fine, so that's all about this particular article, and now we'll be taking up the next article. Now, guys, this particular article, it has been taken from the Business Standard, and it is very important for our GS paper number 2, health. Now, guys, it has been seen that into the times of the pandemic, the health was the most important commodity or the most important public service which was desired. But at the same time, the limitation imposed by the social distancing, and as the doctors were more vulnerable, so this basically most prominent service was coming under large number of challenges. Now, this particular challenge was solved by the telemedicine. And now it is being said that the telemedicine as a phenomena will be staying there even after the COVID-19. Because, guys, the telemedicine had shown large number of potentialities which were earlier not being focused. Now, guys, if we talk about this particular thing, we can see that there is a substantial increase into the number of the telemedicine consultations which are being taken. Earlier, 32% of the healthcare professionals attended to 50 patients per day, and after the lockdown, it is being expected that more than 50% of the doctors will be there who will be seeing the more patients into the virtual format. Moreover, guys, it has also been seen that now the doctors are also adopting the telemedicine, and even the people have liked the telemedicine. Now, guys, the telemedicine have particular advantages. Number one advantage is that even into the remote areas or the rural areas where the full-fledged hospitals are not possible to be established because of the poor economic viability, there we can provide the people the most kind of we can provide people there a good service connectivity into the medical terms via the telemedicine. Moreover, guys, into the telemedicine, artificial intelligence as well as the machine learning can be integrated into the real time. And, guys, at the same time, the records of the patients, the history of the patient, all these things particularly could be seen, because when the digital format into the digital format these informations will be stored, they could be easily retrieved when a person is taking the consultation. So all these benefits do come with the telemedicine. Now, when we are talking about telemedicine, moving little bit beyond the scope of this particular article, guys, there is the kind of initiative that has also been started by the India, that is the eSanjeevani. Now, guys, eSanjeevani, it is a kind of a telemedicine system which has been implemented under the Ayushman Bharat Health, Ayushman Bharat Abhiyan, and into the Ayushman Bharat Wellness Centers it will be implemented. And, guys, all the 1,50,000 health and wellness center which are being established, they will be connected via the telemedicine. Moreover, guys, during the time of COVID-19, a specific eSanjeevani OPD was also started where the people were given the OPD consultations, and recently the eSanjeevani OPD was also into the news because more than 1.5 lakh consultations have been taken, and it is a very good example into the technology adoption in India. Now, guys, if you see the definition of the telemedicine, you can see here onto the screen the official definition given by the WHO, where WHO had said that telemedicine is the delivery of healthcare services where distance is a critical factor by all healthcare professionals using information technology for diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of diseases and injuries, research and evaluation, etc., all in the interest of advancing the health of individuals and their community. So, friends, whenever we will be writing any answer onto the health, just not increasing the number of the health staff, building the hospitals, giving more capital expenditure, or increasing the GDP to health budget, we will also be providing one dimension, that is the dimension of the telemedicine into the wake of the health. So, guys, this is all about this particular article, and now we'll be taking up the next article. Now, this article has been taken from the Indian Express, and a very good scheme has been mentioned here which we can utilize for the gender empowerment or the education for the women or the reduction into the gender inequality. Now guys, what has happened? The Department of Science and Technology, it is framing the new science, technology and innovation policy. And in this new science, technology and innovation policy, they are more giving a focus on to increasing the participation of the women into the science. Now actually what is happening here, guys, here a system of grading is being identified where the institutes will be graded onto the factor that how much opportunities for growth and the advancement are being given to the women faculties as well as to the women employees. Moreover guys, it will also be seen that how much is the number of women there into these particular institutions. Now such an idea, if I tell you, it has been borrowed from the Athena Swan, which is the initiative by the United Kingdom. Now guys, Athena Swan, it is basically, Swan here stands for the Scientific Women's Academic Network, where women are provided more career opportunities into the STEM, that is the sciences, technology, engineering, mathematics and medicine. Now guys, under this Athena Swan, the UK, it categorizes the institutions into the gold category, silver category and bronze category onto the basis of the opportunities that are being provided to the women. So from this particular idea, this DST, that is Department and Science Technologies Initiative, has also been borrowed. Now guys, into the India, it will be called as GATI, that is the Gender Advancement Through Transforming Institutions. So guys, please do keep this Getty example into your mind, a very good reference, it can serve into your answers. Now guys, why such a need is there into the India? So if we see the India's rank onto the global gender gap report, India is ranking 108 out of the 149 countries. So it clearly shows that huge gender inequality is there into the India and much is to be done for the women. So into that particular direction, it is a very important initiative. Secondly guys, if you see, and if you see, then in 2015 and 16, if we take the data, then according to the Department of Science and Technology itself, only 14.7% was the women participation into the scientific research, which is also to be increased, and into that direction the Getty can help into the substantial way. So guys, it is a very good initiative which has been taken by the DST, and onto the similar lines the UGC and on various other fronts also such kind of a thing can be done. So very good reference for our GS paper number 2. So that's all. Now we'll be taking up the next article. Now guys, this particular article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper, and it is talking about the recent direction that has been given by the Supreme Court to the other courts into the nation. Now we have seen few days back that how Arnab Goswami, who was arrested for the abetment of suicide under section number 306 of IPC, he was given a bail the very next day when he appealed into the Supreme Court. Now this particular thing was criticized severely onto the social media as well as into the print media. It was said that the Supreme Court is selective in giving the justice to the people, where and not only the Supreme Court, entire judiciary was seeing selective into this particular way. Now guys, first of all, we need to understand that why this particular problem came, because you know that getting a bail for the common citizens is such a big problem, and this thing can be seen from the fact that in India 66% of the people who are lodged into the jail, or 66% of the inmates, they are the under trials. It means that their crime has not been proven, and I have told you earlier also that out of this 66%, much large proportion of number of people are such that even if their crime would have been proved, and the punishment which they would have got, they had served a much larger time than that even now before their crime being proved, and it is the jeopardy of the justice. Now guys, for this particular thing, now the Supreme Court had directed all the judges that they need to act as the protector of the personal liberty, and the liberty is not a gift for the few, rather liberty is to be given to everybody irrespective of their social status, their economic status and their political status. Such a direction has been given. Now guys, it has been seen that the common citizens are languishes the issues of under trials, which I have already told you. It has been observed by the Supreme Court here, and it has been specifically asked that the courts are the first line of defense and they should be relevant into this particular direction. So guys, if you are writing any question onto the judiciary, which is actually a very important theme into our GS paper number 2, please keep into your mind that your expression, that is the courts are the first line of judiciary, liberty is not for few, these particular things are very much important, and these are the things which make your answers little bit apart. So guys, please do utilize these particular expressions as well as example of the 2020 direction of the Supreme Court to the other courts into the country. So guys, this is all about this particular article, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now guys, this particular article has again been taken from the Hindu newspaper, and it is talking about the recent economic estimates with respect to the India. Now we have seen that the quarter 2 estimates have been released, and the quarter 2 estimates are actually, they are good compared to the earlier quarter 1 estimates, but still guys, India is into the negative territory and the contraction is continuing. Earlier 23.9% minus 23.9% was the economic growth rate, not actually growth, it was a contraction, and now it is minus 7.5%. Such data has been given by the CSO. Guys, earlier such data were being given by the, this data has been given by the NSO. Earlier such data was being given by the CSO. Now guys, if you are reading economy books, in your books still CSO might be given there, but please keep it in mind that it has been changed. Now actually the NSO, that is the National Statistical Organization, under this there are the CSO and NSSO. So please keep it in mind. Now what are the datas? Guys, it has been said that now India has actually entered the technical recession. The technical recession means that when for the 2 quarters simultaneously the contraction is there into an economy, it is into the technical recession. So we can see that minus 23.9% negative, minus 7.5% again negative. So we are into the technical recession. Now guys, agriculture is the only sector which had seen a positive growth in both the quarters, and into this quarter 3.4% plus growth has been reached into the agriculture. However guys, often you might have seen that we use the expression that the India will be receiving a kind of a V-shape recovery. So this V-shape recovery is very much evident into the manufacturing sector. Here you can see that manufacturing sector into the last quarter was minus 39.3%, and now it has came to 0.6% positive. So this is actually the V-shape recovery, where just into 1 quarter there is a severe nosedive and immediately the resurgence is also there. So this is an apt example of the V-shape recovery, which has often been talked about the Arvind Subramanian, the earlier chief economic advisor of India, as well as the finance minister. So there are still hopes that other sectors will also be receiving such kind of V-shaped recovery, and guys, let's see that what happens as the time will be passing into this particular direction. So guys, this is all about this particular article, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now guys, this article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper, important for our GS paper number 3 as well as for the prelims examination. Now what has happened here? Here guys, the prime boost technique has been mentioned. Now first of all, before talking about this entire thing, let me give you some background of this particular article. Now guys, if you remember, few days back we had seen that the AstraZeneca had also declared their results into this particular study that was culminated into the Brazil and UK, and they said that they have registered a 90% efficacy of the vaccine if 1/2 dose, and after that 1 full dose is given. So into this 1.5 dose, 90% efficacy was registered. Now guys, after that particular thing, it was actually came to be known that 1/2 and 1 dose strategy was not a well thought strategy, rather it was a mistake which happened by the AstraZeneca. So when they were giving the first full dose, original plan was to give only 2 full doses, but into the first, accidentally the 1/2 dose was given, and this particular thing now had come to the limelight, and actually it is being interpreted into the different lights. So in this context, this article will be starting. Now, first of all, guys, what is this prime boost technique? Prime boost technique is a kind of a accepted practice into the medical research where first a limited dose of any vaccine is given. This limited dose, it prepares the immune system, and after this limited dose, a full dose will be given after a gap of few days, and now this full dose will be priming the entire immune system, and immune system will actually be preparing into a better way, rather if the two full doses would have been given. So this is called as the prime boost technique, and the same technique AstraZeneca had said that they have adopted. Now, first of all, guys, the AstraZeneca accident, it is a kind of a poor example of the corporate ethics. How poor example? And guys, from this particular thing, please keep in your mind into your GS paper number 4, into the topic number 6, corporate ethics has been, or corporate governance has been clearly written. So there you can put this particular example. See, guys, the corporate, they have to abide by the value of the transparency. Now, the value of the transparency for the corporates, it has been talked by the Cadbury Committee of UK, by the Greenbury Committee, by the Hempel Committee, as well as by the Combined Code of UK. After that, the Trades Commission of the USA, King's Report of the South Africa, as well as into the India, Kumar Mangalam Committee, Naresh Chandra Committee, Narayan Murthy Committee, all have talked about the transparency to be the most important value. But into the AstraZeneca example, guys, this thing was not revealed by the AstraZeneca, rather the head of the vaccine development program of USA, he said this particular thing onto the Twitter. So from there, this particular controversy, this particular information had came. So transparency was not shown, and it being the contender of the vaccine into these times of pandemic, it is not to be taken, it is actually not in a very good light. After that, guys, this particular example is now being given a new turn. It is being called as the lucky accident of science lore. But is it really a lucky accident? There are two viewpoints. One is saying yes, other is saying no. Now, why it is not a lucky point? Because, guys, it is said that the large number of the people who have received this 1.5 dose, they were below the 55 years of age, and already it has been seen that below 55 years of age, anyhow efficacy is more good, and they respond well to the virus. Now, guys, vulnerable group who are being identified by the countries, and even into the India, when we are identifying the vulnerable group, they constitute a substantial portion of the old age people. So onto that old age, the efficacy has not been tested of 1.5 dose. Secondly, guys, it has been said that even the people who got that 1.5 dose, their number is insignificant compared to the large to the other basically sample sizes. So therefore, not a very positive thing. Whereas, guys, it is actually said that the positive thing. Why? Because now you just think that earlier 2 doses were to be provided, now 1.5 dose has to be provided, and into this particular thing, guys, within the same number of vaccine which is being made, we can now cover more and more people. So therefore, onto that particular front, it is a good development that now 1.5 dose can show the results. So, guys, this is all about this particular article. So a mixed kind of different viewpoints, something for GS paper number 3, something for GS paper number 4, and something for GS paper number 2 here we are getting. So, guys, please keep it in your mind, and sometimes these isolated pieces of information do serve very good, do give you a very good help in either your prelims as well as into your answer writing. So that's it. Now we'll be taking up the next article. Now, guys, this particular article is from the Hindu newspaper, and as you know, today is a Saturday. Ground Zero report comes onto the second page, so there are various articles. Now, guys, this particular article, it is talking about the India's malnourishment problem. Now, guys, the problem of the malnourishment in India, or the hunger in India, has already been covered into our magazine. The very first article is on to the hunger only, and guys, I believe that moreover, even I will recommend you that after reading that particular article from the magazine, please don't even look onto the undernourishment or malnourishment from anywhere, because into the magazine I had provided you the views of the Amartya Sen, the kind of what are the DPSP, what has it provided onto the undernourishment, whereas the reports, that is the global hunger index and all that thing, we have already been covered. So apart from that, nothing substance has been given. So, guys, just that's it, refer it from there only. Now we'll be taking up the next article. Now, guys, this particular article has been taken from the Financial Express newspaper, and it is talking about the recent decision taken by the Britain to control the Facebook and Google. Now, guys, already we had seen into the past few days that at the global level, a kind of a debate or a discussion is going on that these big tech giants such as the Google and Facebook, their size has increased so much that they are posing problem to the small businesses. Earlier, we had seen that the news agencies have faced problem because, guys, much of the news traffic is not now going to the news websites, rather it is going to the Google and Facebook, and as a result the advertising revenue is also going to the Google and Facebook, and now the news agencies are finding it hard to survive. And into this particular direction, into the Spain, into the Australia, as well as into the France, much vocal protest has also happened, and even Space had made a law where the money has to be given, and Australia is also moving into the same direction. Now, guys, what has happened? On to the similar lines, the Britain had said that a new competition regime is being established where the Google and Facebook, they will be mandatorily be they will be put under an obligation that they will not lead the market abuse. Guys, 80% of the digital revenue, it is basically collected, it is appropriated only by these two entities, and many a times they deliberately kick out the small players into this particular segment, into the digital media, into the digital landscape. So that particular thing will now be violative of the law into the Britain. Guys, into India also, we had seen few days back that the Competition Commission of India had pulled the Google under its radar for the violation of the antitrust law. The Google will be charged. Why? Because Google had prominently pushed forward their Google Pay platform. So, guys, into this particular direction, even the CCI is looking. In Britain, the law has been passed, and on to the similar lines, into the USA, a huge discussion is going on that whether now it is a time that the big tech, they need to be broken. Fine. So such a thing is, guys, very much prominent. So such kind of small developments which come, they do become important. So that's all about this particular article, and now we'll be talking into the next. However, guys, one more thing. See, don't take these things too lightly, because already a question was asked into the examination with respect to the Google text. So this is actually a very important article, and now we'll be taking up the next article. Now, guys, this particular article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper, and it is very important for your GS paper number 3 as well as for the prelims under the ecology and environment. Now, guys, this particular incident is from the Karnataka coast. Now, what has happened? Around the Karnataka coast, there is a bloom of the sea sparkle which had came. Now, this sea sparkle, it is also called as the Noctiluca scitellens, and this Noctiluca scitellens or the sea sparkle, it is the dinoflagellates, which are the single-celled eukaryotes. Fine. Now, guys, what has happened? Basically, when they had invaded the coast, now there they are posing the challenge to the diatoms, and now diatoms population is not thriving. Actually, diatoms, these are the microscopic algae, and as you know that the fishes, they strive, they live onto such microscopic algae. So therefore, guys, for the fish population, these diatoms are very much important, and these diatoms are being eliminated by the sea sparkle. Now, guys, if you see this sea sparkle, it looks very beautiful into the night. It just looks like the illuminating water. So this is the principal category of the sea sparkle, and from here only the name sea sparkle is coming. Now, guys, the reason for this sea sparkle, it is actually not 100% confirmed, but it is said that the overkilling of the fishes and the invertebrates into this particular region, it has led to the much population of the sea sparkle. Now, when we talk about sea sparkle, number one, they eliminate the diatoms, and number two, guys, as per they themselves, they don't release any toxins, but, guys, they accumulate the ammonia, and when they accumulate the ammonia, that ammonia is released into the nearby water bodies, and therefore the thriving of other other kind of other kind of fishes and such kind of creatures, it becomes problematic. Moreover, guys, it is also said that actually the sea sparkle in themselves, they are also not very much liked for the other bigger fish or sea creatures. Just the jellyfish, they eat these sea sparkles, and we can see that actually the jellyfish population is not that much that naturally they can eliminate them. So guys, now a concern for the fishing community had come, and from some other kind of means they have to be eliminated. So guys, just please keep in your mind these dinoflagellates, or a kind of a question could be asked into the prelims that the sea sparkle which was seen recently into the news, what or to which particular category they belong to. Dinoflagellates, there could be the diatoms or such kind of thing, plankton, zooplankton, such kind of a thing could be asked. So please keep it in your mind. So guys, that's all about this particular article, and now we'll be taking up the next article. Now guys, this article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper, and it is providing here that government has now reached to 120% of their fiscal deficit target. Now guys, fiscal deficit, it simply is the government borrowings. Now guys, government borrowing, how? Let's explain, let's take a very kind of a very simplistic kind of understanding into this particular direction. Fine. Now guys, government every year makes a target. For example, we will receive 100 rupees, fine, but guys, as India is a developing country, your expenditure cannot be simply below 100 or only 100. You have to spend more. Why? Because much of the needs are there which have to be met. Public services, public goods have to be provided. So guys, government think that okay, 100 will be the money that we'll be receiving, and 120 is that what we will be spending. So what is this? It is this, that the 20% more government will be spending than the receipts. Clear? Now guys, the fiscal deficit every year it is planned that okay, there will be some deficit, but only a specific percentage, and that percentage was originally provided under the Fiscal Responsibility Budget Management Act, which has just recently been updated also onto the basis of the recommendations given by the N.K. Singh committee. Is it clear? Now guys, much fiscal deficit is also not very good, because at the end of the day it has to be serviced also. Now just see this thing, okay, 100 rupees we were to receive, and 120 we planned to spend. So this 20 rupees is nothing but it is the deficit. Fine. Now this deficit, how it is to be fulfilled? It is simply be fulfilled by raising money from the market or by borrowing money from the market. Is it clear? Now guys, if we would have reached only the 20 rupees deficit, it would have been that we have reached the 100% of deficit. But if we are going beyond the 20 rupees, we are breaching our limit. So guys, if we borrow 22 rupees, what we do? We just actually had reached to the fiscal deficit of 120%. So similar kind of thing has happened here. Now guys, we actually were not mandated to go beyond the limit which has been taken by the government, but guys, actually into the years where there are some abnormal kind of conditions, and particularly the pandemic is an abnormal kind of condition, so there a kind of a such kind of escape route could be taken, and that government has done. However guys, when we talk about escape clause is specifically provided under the FRBM Act, where 0.5% of more money than your the FD you can actually take. But beyond that we have now breached, because guys, this particular year was extraordinary in all the terms. Moreover guys, this particular year the problem was that even the 100 rupees that we expected, though we spend more because the health services has to be given, but even this 100 rupees collection was not there. Why? Because you know that the manufacturing was not there, tax collection was not there, government public utilities, they are not able to perform. So guys, even the receipts have been less and the expenditure it had increased. So much of the problem is coming onto the fiscal deficit front. So guys, this is about all this particular idea. Deliberately I had explained you into more of the simplistic way, rather going into the technical jargon and all that particular kind of thing, because often into that particular way the students they fail to get the entire idea if you have not known anything about this particular development. So guys, that is all about this article. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the articles and you're liking our discussion. Thank you so much.